If you're feeling a type of exhaustion that sleep cannot cure, a brain fog that caffeine no longer clears, or a sudden phantom anxiety that seems to come from nowhere, you are not breaking down. You are being upgraded, and the process is painful because your biological hardware is struggling to run a new frequency. Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, accessed a state of consciousness that allowed him to see the human body, not as a collection of organs, but as a sophisticated energetic antenna. In his trance readings, he pointed toward a specific threshold, a time that many contemporary interpreters identify as 2026. He called it a period of earth changes, but he wasn't just talking about shifting continents or weather patterns. He was talking about a biological shift. Cayce warned that we would reach an inflection point where the very vibration of the planet would rise. In this new era, your body will no longer be able to sustain the lie. If there is a mismatch between who your soul intended to be and who you have become out of habit or fear, your body will begin to scream. 2026 is the year the biological short circuit becomes visible. Today we are going to decode Cayce's 2026 warning and reveal the 3 physical protocols you must implement now to align your system before the shift hits its peak. To understand why your body feels like it's failing, you have to look at anatomy the way Cayce did. He taught that before you were born, your soul sat with guardians and record keepers to plan your curriculum. You chose your challenges, your talents, and your mission. You then descended in vibration to inhabit this dense physical form. Cayce's Hall of Records isn't a library in the sky. It's a frequency encoded in your very DNA. Think of your body as a high-definition radio. For decades, the world has been broadcasting in low-frequency AM. You've tuned your habits, your diet, and your ego to survive in that low-density environment. But now, the universe has switched the signal to 5G. If your internal antenna, your nervous system, is still tuned to the old heavy vibration of fear and resentment, the new high-frequency light doesn't enlighten you. It fries your circuits. This is why you feel drained. You are trying to run a cosmic current through a congested wire. According to the Cayce patterns, this biological shift manifests in 3 distinct red flags. The first is vibrational exhaustion. This is a heaviness in the bones. You wake up, and despite 8 hours of sleep, your battery feels like it's at 5%. This is because your cells are spending all their energy trying to buffer the environmental stress of the shifting collective field. The second flag is sensory hypersensitivity. You might find that lights feel too bright, certain sounds trigger an instant fight or flight response, and crowded places drain your aura in minutes. Your skin is becoming energetically thinner. Your system is losing the ability to filter the static of other people's trauma. The third flag is gastric dissonance. Cayce called the stomach the second brain. In 2026, your gut will begin to reject dense energy. You may find yourself suddenly unable to tolerate foods you've eaten for 30 years. This is your body telling you that it can no longer process the vibrations of chemicals, hormones, or the fear inherent in factory farm nutrition. If you are experiencing these, Cayce's message is not one of doom, but of urgent correction. The biological shift is a clarifying force. It is like a jeweler's lamp that reveals the impurities in a diamond so they can be polished away. You are being pushed back toward your soul blueprint. So how do we reharmonize? How do we prepare the body for the 2026 threshold? Cayce offered a roadmap of realignment rituals that work directly on the endocrine system, the bridge between spirit and flesh. Protocol 1 is the resonance check. Cayce insisted that mind is the builder. Every morning, before you touch your phone or speak to another human, you must calibrate your instrument. Place your hand over your heart. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 2, and exhale for 6. This specific ratio calms the vagus nerve, the silver cord of the physical body. In that silence, ask your body, where am I out of tune? Do not look for a thought, look for a sensation. A tightness in the throat, a knot in the stomach, that is your Hall of Records giving you the error code for the day. Acknowledge it. When you name the dissonance, the body stops needing to scream it through a symptom. Protocol 2 is the cord release. Cayce spoke extensively about the borderland, a state where souls are stuck because of clinging attachments. You are likely living in a personal borderland right now, tied to old resentments or karmic debts with people from your past. These emotional cords act like heavy weights on your nervous system. Every night, visualize these cords as literal gray threads pulling at your solar plexus. Use the power of your will to visualize them being cut with a blade of golden light. Say the phrase Cayce loved: I see you, I forgive you, I release you. Forgiveness is not a moral favor. It is a biological necessity for 2026. It clears the static so your nerves can heal. Protocol 3 is service as an antioxidant. This is perhaps Cayce's most radical biohack. He taught that service is the law of the universe. When you are trapped in your own problems, your field contracts and becomes acidic. When you perform a small act of selfless service, listening to someone without judging or helping a stranger, your electromagnetic field expands. This expansion acts as a protective shield for your cells. It raises your vibrational ceiling so the 2026 shift doesn't crush you. It lifts you. We must understand that this 2026 biological shift is not a doomsday event. It is a pruning. A tree that is rigid and dry breaks in the wind. A tree that is flexible and full of life grows taller. The symptoms you are feeling are simply the wind of change blowing against the places where you have become rigid. As we move toward this threshold, your priority must shift from external achievement to internal stewardship. Treat your body as the temple Cayce described. Eat foods that feel alive. Seek solitude to hear the still small voice of your intuition. And most importantly, do not fear the symptoms. Revelation must precede healing. If your body is failing, it is only because it is trying to shed an old version of you that can no longer survive where we are going. If this message feels like the wake-up bell your soul has been waiting for, I want you to take the first step of alignment right now. Go to the comments and type the word aligned. By doing this, you are signaling to your subconscious mind and the collective field that you are no longer a victim of this shift, but a conscious participant in it. The light is returning to the planet, but light always reveals the dust first. Do not be afraid of what is being revealed in your body or your life. Have the courage to realign. The shift is here. Your body is feeling the pressure because it's running out of fuel. In our next video, we are going to dive deep into a forbidden substance Cayce recommended, a specific type of atomic iodine that acts as the hidden spark to jumpstart a stagnant metabolism and clear the toxic fog of 2026. You'll want to be here for that, so make sure you're subscribed. It's time to remember who you are. I'll see you in the next deep dive.